Very warm welcome to one and all gathered here. My name is Talon. I'll be your host for today's webinar, which deals with modern engineering steel for machine component suppliers and machine builders. Let's wait for a couple of more minutes, then we can start with the proceedings of the webinar. Thanks for participating once again. A warm good afternoon to one and all gathered here, once again from Stalin. Let's start the webinar for today. Just 1 minute. Sorry for the delay. So today's webinar is titled Tulox, Modern Engineering Steel for Machine Component Suppliers and Machine Builders. My name is Stalin Lakshmikantan and I'm handling sales for Tulox for the past 5 years, and I'm representing Swedish Semi Steel. So to give you a summary of what you can expect out of this webinar for today, we'll get through about my company, Swedish Semi Steel, and the mill which manufactures the material, how the material Tulox is produced, and how the material is different from conventional steel grades. We will also look into that. And what are the unique properties that differentiates Tulox from regular tool steels or conventional grades of steel which is available. And we'll also look at various case studies for machine builders and machine components from across the globe. So I am representing Swedish Semi Steel Private Limited. We specialize in supplying special steels and complete wear solutions for both the Middle East and Indian subcontinent. In India, we are based in Bangalore with offices in both Bangalore as well as in Pune, and customers being spread across the country. We operate on the pure motto of offering high quality, localized and technical service. We have a strong 2-decade-old relationship with the mill from SSAB, and we supply only Swedish-based steels. So when we introduce Truelox, what is Truelox? Where is it used exactly? And what does it mean for you? So when you take into consideration, when you do a machine component or when you're going to build a machine, there are different parameters that you look into. That different parameters, you want the steel to withstand those different properties, and you want consistent results out of the steel also. Let's see how Truelox is very different from conventional steels. So Truelox by SSAB, we call it as in Truelox Engineering and Tool Steel. Truelox is a multi-purpose, ready-to-use engineering steel. The basic concept behind this is a high strength and low alloy concept. We keep the alloying element as low so that we get high hardness as well as high toughness. But general principle doesn't allow both the hardness and toughness to be on the higher side. But that's where we break that myth. Truelox, both the grades of Truelox comes with both high hardness as well as high toughness. So it has been produced by an SSAB mill located in Sweden. They've been known for producing advanced high strength steels and quenched and tempered steels across the globe. Once again, myself, we are from Swedish Semi Steel Private Limited, and we are the exclusive distributor of Truelox in Indian subcontinent and Middle East. So there are different ranges for Truelox, which is available in the production. So it's available in the forms of both plates as well as round bars. So plates, it's available from 6 mm to 165 mm. And round bars, as you can see, it is diameter from 16 to 353. This is the integrated steel mill situated in Oxelösund in Sweden. This is where this Truelox has been produced, and this is the only location in the world where Truelox is produced. And this mill is capable of producing around 8 million tons of steel, high strength steel every year. We use blast furnace. It's not an old arc furnace kind of production. So this is where the entire R&D of the material happens. So without getting into too much of value adding in the material, wherein which what process it happens, what process it goes through in getting this material, this photograph will give you an ample evidence of what you can expect out of the material. As you can see, it has been water quenched, and the slab, if from red hot condition, it turns into room temperature within a matter of seconds. So the entire quenching, wherein which we are able to achieve both high hardness as well as high toughness with low alloying element, all the metallurgical property is being ascertained in this particular process. So depending upon what kind of thicknesses we manufacture, so the volume of water and the angle in which it's been quenched, that's all it differs. So what you get out of this production facility, or during this production process, what specific that we get out of it? So as you can see in this chart, the inclusion level in the plate is very, very low, which we can compare to an ESR remelted. ESR is nothing but electroslag remelting. So it's been melted twice. The SSAB's Tulox is not being melted twice. It only deals with a single line process. But the cleanliness what you get is almost on par with ESR, or in fact, a little bit less even than that. Why? Because we use virgin material, we use blast furnace, and we do complete rolling in both the directions. So all the process enhancement that is being done, along with the quenching that happens, you are able to achieve this extraordinary unique metallurgical properties for the material. So when you look at the Tulox quality, so what you get, it is a clean steel with a low alloy concept. So as I said, it has less inclusions, which leads to better performance. And also, it is also less sensitive to both the welding and cutting cracks. And one more thing is, it doesn't have any internal stresses in the block. So even when you do extensive machining, the stresses doesn't accumulate in the plate. It comes out in the form of chip. Basically, it doesn't work harden. And also what you get is an excellent flatness and thickness tolerances. So you can do faster and cheaper setup for welding, cutting, and bending. And you can achieve a predictable service life. If a Tulox is achieved 1 year, for example, for a particular application, you can be guaranteed that that is the same service life that will give for any number of years. So let's look at the background, how Tulox came into existence. So if you take the last 3 decades or so, so we have seen tremendous development in workshop production capabilities, from high-tech machining centers, advanced softwares, tooling solutions, new production philosophies. But during this time, the steel technology, I think it went largely unnoticed, or rather, we have kind of a Bible kind of thing, where in which people have the same set of grades which they keep on using. And you can also find that the average steel quality has gone down. Maybe the kind of development which has happened for the machining centers has not happened in the steel technology process as such. So that's where Tulox comes into picture, or that's where we are here to offer a better technological edge compared to any common engineering steel grades. So these are the common engineering steel grades that you have. So from C45 to P20 to EN24 to H13, which you generally use in your application. And I believe that for each application and out of each grade of material, you would require a specific property out of each grades, right? So when you make a tool, what are the different types of properties that you expect out of that material? But I think that contains 2 different values, one at the surface, another one at the matrix. So when you take at the surface level, the steel has to resist different types of wear. It should provide you with high surface quality and finish, and it should be suitable for surface engineering kind of nitriding or induction hardening kind of things. But at the matrix level, it should resist against chipping and cracking. It should be strong enough to carry your service loads, and it should have good dimensional and shape stability. And at the end, if it is into fabrication, obviously that steel has to be friendly to the workshop processes like cutting, bending, or welding. Whatever you do, the material has to give you the required support. But what is the general things that you face in a workshop? The constant problem being inconsistent material quality, different manufacturers, different production methods, properties vary though through every material, workshop headaches. You need to worry about the direction of machining, how to bend this material, how to weld this material, and if how what kind of stress relieving we need to do. And when you're using a different kind, a particular steel for components, and component failure also happens due to wear, crack, operational fatigue, thermal fatigue, and you also have this heat treatment nose. Even though the heat treatment quality has gone up through the years, but I think still it is an headache for most of the workshop people as well as who are using the materials. And you want a material to address all your problems, you come to the right place. So if you take the common 30 HRC materials, you can find the EN 1924, wherein which you can see the toughness level being very moderate and machinability is also very less. But the yield strength is more or less similar. But there is a catch here. And you can see this common 45 HRC material, like we discussed, EN19, where the toughness is less than 5 joules. It doesn't comes with ESR properties. H13, hot working steel, toughness is less than 10. Hardness goes up to 45 to 55 HRC. So when we compare the EN with Tulox grade of material, and when I said that there is a catch here, obviously I mentioned about the tensile strength being constant in Tulox. As you can see in this chart, Tulox 44 comes from 16 to 141, wherein the typical yield and tensile values are 1300 MPa and 1450 MPa. But as you see for 42 CRMO4, from 16 to 40, the values are high, 750. But as you increase the diameters, the tensile strength value and the yield strength value comes down, which means the predictability of that particular material when you're using at 16 mm and when you're going to use at 100 mm need not be same in EN grade, but it is constant with Tulox. How exactly? So this is a possible kind of a rate reduction that you can carry out with Tulox. What it says, if you're using an 16 mm for EN grade material and compare it with Tulox 44, as you increase the diameter of the EN grade, say for example, when you go to the bottom and see that 145 dia EN material, when it comes to Tulox, you can reduce your weight. If the design is possible, you can reduce their weight up to 65. So you can do a weight reduction close to 50 to 55%. That's a massive weight reduction if you're looking into various component or various mission parts which you're dealing with. So since the material comes with high hardness, high toughness, high strength, as well as hot working properties, it looks like it is a material which can be used for various different engineering applications. So it can be used for plastic molds, cold forming, hot forming, high friction. So today we'll mostly concentrate as like the heading in clamping and holding, sliding, as well as the mechanical properties of different structures. So when you have Tulox 33 and you compare it with a regular P20 material, in what way it is going to be beneficial for you? So Tulox 33 contains less amount of carbides. So when you use the same tooling which you use for P20, you can find that you can increase your milling speed by 40%, or you can keep your speed as a constant and increase your insert life when compared to your regular P20 material. So this is in comparison between a regular Heads 13 as well as Tulox 44. So as you see, since Tulox 44 is delivered at 45 HRC, you do not require any heat treatment, and you can directly go for your final CNC, and you need to do only one set of programming, which means taking away the heat treatment time and the cost involved from raw material to the finished stage. In the machining time alone, you'll be able to save 25 to 30%, even though it's been in pre-hardened block. We don't know how many of you know, but Hasco is a world famous mold maker situated in Europe. So you can just go Google and check Hasco and Tulox. They have recommended Tulox in their own brochure. So this is a test piece where in which they checked Tulox with regular P20 material. And this is what they come to conclusion. So they say that even if the material cost of Tulox is 40% higher than regular P20 material, after machining and stress relieving the material, you would find that the total cost involved after 70 hours of production, Tulox is much less than the P20. That is what the metal can offer. Added to the benefits of production, adding to the benefits of machining, it also gives far better life than your regular material. So when it comes to workshop, these are different activities that you handle, and you want the material to be in sync with these different operations. But being in 45 HRC material, I think it's very apprehensive and very common for people to get apprehensive how you can do the machining. With the right set of tooling, you will be able to machine Tulox without any issues. And this is a high-speed rough milling, which we have done. And as you can see, the insert life for this is around 180 minutes. The volume of chip has been removed is 161 centimeter square by minute. Even after doing extensive milling, the deformation is very small, less than 0.1 on the flatness. And the surface quality is good enough so that you need not require any further polishing to the material. So this is the traditional milling. So you can do 0.4 mm of deformation on flatness during rough milling. And these Walter grade of drills are available when milling cutters are available in the market without any issues. This is a small block which we have done milling in a tool room in Pune. So as we saw during that workshop heading file, that thermal cutting is also one of the important aspects where you can use the material with. It's not very often that you find a tool steel which is very receptive to heat, and this so this is in Tulox 33 120 block, which has been gas cut. So suppose if you want to do any profile, you need not take in square block and then machine it and bring it to the same. You can directly cut the profile with this, and you can machine and take away the 5 to 8 of just the heat affected zone. And you can imagine the kind of manufacturing time you can save if this is what the metal can offer to you. Even though 120 block has been gasket, there is no cracks, no problems also due to during subsequent machining. So as we discussed, Tulox is in 45 HRC material. So the base hardness is very high. And suppose if you have an application wherein which you say that, no, suppose if you want 50 HRC or 58 HRC, what we need to do? You need not worry. Tulox is an excellent substrate for any kind of surface engineering. So Tulox is being tempered at 590 degrees centigrade. So any process that you can do in the material, if the process temperature doesn't cross 600 degrees centigrade, you need not worry. The properties of the metal will not change. Having said that, there are various kind of options which is available for you on the surface engineering front. So one being nitriding, which is high resistant to wear and surface pressures. You can do PVD coating also on the material, which can lead up to 70 HRC of the material. Induction hardening also you can do, wherein with the case depth is very high, and also laser hardening, which is an upcoming surface engineering technique. So this is a chart which gives you both Tulox 44 and Tulox 33 grades. What is the surface hardness it can achieve, and what is the hardening depth it can go with various soaking time. So it's a new induction hardening test of Tulox 33. So 33 HRC metal, that also can be induction hardened. Sorry. So as you can see, after induction hardness, the surface hardness can reach up to 55 to 56 with a hardness depth of 4 So you can also do laser hardening. So this is a Bush-Frohr shot blasting machine. And since laser hardening, as you know, you can get very constricted localized hardness using this method. And the depth of using in laser hardened surfaces from 0.2 to 2 depending upon the application, you can vary it. And this is shearing blade, which manufactured out of Tulox 44. So this is the laser hardening being done, and you can see the beam width, and depending upon your application and your needs, you can modify or regulate those beam width too. So one important aspect when it comes to a steel, when it's been put into a component or a machine building thing, is fatigue properties of the material. So we have done our own testing in Sweden for Tulox 44, and we have found that the fatigue limit of the material has been excellent. So in fact, for Tulox 44, the rotational bending fatigue test has determined to 800 plus or minus 25 MPa for a cycle range of 2 into 10 power 6. When you want to compare with a regular material, so the similar H13 at 45 HRC corresponds to show at around 600 MPa in rotational bending fatigue. So from 600 to 800 without any heat treatment, I think it can be a very good material for most of your critical application requirements. And we were also surprised to find out that Tulox 44 showed a similar fatigue limit as does in full hardened 60 HRC bearing steel. So that's where the properties of the material is unique, and that's where it can help you out in different variety of application. So we have run through the production schedule, the different production techniques that has been taken care of, the unique properties of the material, and how the metal is being machined, and what are the different properties the metal has, like high fatigue properties, high tensile and yield strength, along with higher hardness. So with all these properties in mind, let's delve into different application for both machine building as well as machine component. First, we'll take it up machine building. So it's been used by a company for producer of machine for hydroforming. So they wanted to make this kind of component for which they used these kind of cut segments. But since it's been in profile, could find out the left hand side, this is the die that you want to make. So as we discussed during the thermal cutting of Tulox, you can find that you need not go for an direct machining. I mean, I could say you need not go for square block and then machining to make it to one profile. You can directly cut using an gas cutting machine and do the plot like this. So it saves a lot of time for you. It takes care of all your manufacturing worries, since it improves the productivity manifold. So Tulox 33 being used in sponge brush machines, 16 to 950, and both the thing, it is diameter 950. Since we don't have that bigger diameter, we had cut from the plate, from 60 mm and 80 mm plates. So as you can see here, I mean, Tulox has replaced cast iron. So you could argue, I mean, okay, fine, you have placed cast iron against Tulox 33, but Tulox 33 is 10 times costlier than cast iron. But still, and it's been world over the same kind of thing. Even if you take the argument, okay, fine, it's been used in Europe, so they can pay. It doesn't stand at that. I mean, point is not, that's not what we're trying to say. The problem is similar throughout the world. So here they had a problem with cast iron, a problem of porosity, cracking, their service life not being very accurate, and being a machine builder, the amount what you're going to spend in a material is far lesser than the complete machine itself. So this acts as an engine for you to give a pretty satisfying service life for your customers. So I think that's what have made people to change over from whatever materials to Tulox, for them to take care of their service life headaches or their production headaches. Tulox will be there to help you out. So as has been talked about, cast iron has replaced Tulox. Tulox 33 has replaced cast iron. There is no problem. They changed Altera to Tulox 33. It's around 5 sets. So you can see the extensive machining that has happened. And even after this extensive machining, you need not do any stress relieving for the material. That's the specialty of the material. Okay, we'll look into the application. It's a sheet metal forming machine. Here, the important advantage for using Tulox 33 is, we did it with the new rolling. Actually, Tulox 33 plates come from in the form of 2 meter by 6 meters. Here, they wanted an 12-meter long length plate, so we did it with the new rolling. So this is taken from 30 mm plate with 1.5 into 12 meters. So it's one single cut of 12 meters. So you need not have any different parts which we need to manufacture if you go for a single piece of this one. Previously, they had to weld 6-meter standard plates and join it together, wherein which they were facing wear problems for that, which Tulox has overcome. So Tulox 33 and 20 mm sheet. So it's used as a tooling fixture for similar bending machine, as in the photo. So as you can see, again, Tulox has replaced C45, wherein which people have used different lengths between 1.4 meter to 1.8 meters. The customer faced a problem wherein which their rejection rates resulting in non-straightness of the particular component. They had a rejection of 20 to 25 to 30%. So now we have replaced with Tulox with nitriding. Nitriding cost is below 100 rupees in India. So after changing Tulox 33, 250 guide rails have been made with almost no rejections. And that's what the material gives to you. So again, it goes into wear part of a baling press. Previous metal being P20. Here, the important thing for customer was we were able to achieve a planetary values of 0.3 to 0.5 per meter of length. Even when they take the U-groove pattern, the tolerance level was in line with the customer requirement. So we had great results with Tulox 44. So case depth of 40 micron gives great result. So it didn't have any deformations even after maintaining at 500 degrees centigrade also. So it remained same for closer to the machining state. So another manufacturer, he is a producer of high quality ceramic tiles. Tulox 33 used to frame due to high forces acting during this process. Tulox 33 was chosen. And a different column for machine building also was being used. Previously, they had used 160 mm diameter material using EN. When we proposed Tulox 44, they took a conservative view and changed the design so that Tulox 44 even with 130 mm. So there is a reduction of 30 mm. So 10 machines per year they have planned. So this is the drawing of that column. So this is an metal being used against P20, where which Tulox 33 has been used. So as you can find, very complex machining without any distortion, without having any deformations, you can do it with Tulox. So why they have chosen Tulox? It provides excellent dimensional stability. It provides faster machining, and it also gives higher hardness. So let's look at some of the examples for machined components. So this being used for tool holders. So customer in Turkey, those who used Trulux 44, previously they used H13 along with heat treatment. So now they made Trulux 44 as a standard for U drills. For U drills, for tool holders, you can use it. So previously they were heat treated for 43, 40 or H11 were used for cutting tools, which has been things. And customer had only one problem here. They were finding it difficult to tap M1.5 or M3. So usually they had find a solution with the tool from Switzerland. But usually what we recommend is from M5 and above, we recommend for tapping, machine tapping. But below that, thread milling is the most preferred option. Even though it is a slower one, we can easily do that. So the customer benefits, what they had said is better yield in production thanks to quickest machining, higher productivity by avoiding the heat treatment, shortest lead time, and it has better fitting resistance thanks to the SR properties of the material. And also it provides very less vibrations when compared to a regular H13 material. Manufacturer specialized in tooling for turning. 4140 been replacing with Trulux 44. You can find that the hardness level being same. They had a problem of vibration and cracking on thin sections, which was not to be so with Trulux 44. And they had an improved life of up to three times their regular thing. So again, Trulux 44 being used for a tool holder. Here the previous solution being H13. The lifetime was 2 days, and they had a problem with cracking on thin sections. Trulux 44 comes with 45 HRC, lifetime of 10 days. Again, it faced the same cracking issue. So Trulux is also used for heavy duty drive shafts. So the shafts which is being used to produce wheels. So we have done it in Turkey, wherein which previously I had used 4140, which gave them very unpredictable service life. Their service life ranged from 3 to 4 months to 1 year, but it was not consistent. So 1440 was changed into Trulux 44. So they have replaced for 21 machines. Shaft diameter ranges from 200 mm to 500 mm. So these are these shafts which you can see, 323 into 3 meters. So this is the gear rack being manufactured. So as you can see the dimension of the plate which has been taken. So this is a gear rack in steel rolling mill. So you can see that the dimension is 66 into 210 by 2.5 meters. So with the shorter width, the length of the plate is very high, 2.5 meters. It's been gas cut in from 70 mm plate and machine. So no problem in that. So we have used in for 12, 13 years now. So, and it has been replaced for every 2 or 3 years. So again, knife support, which has been used in steel plate in shear rolling mill. Again, you can find that the dimension of the plate is very complex. So 80 mm plate with 230 mm width, but the length of the shear blade is 4 meters. So earlier machine was, here shear blade was failing for plastic deformation after 1 year. So which we replaced with Trulux 33. We had made the manufacturing look easier because the previous metal has to be milled from 104 mm, which has to be milled from both the sides. So Trulux is milled from only one side. So support now replaced intervals of 2 to 3 years. Now this has been the standard by the customer. So different chain gears. So gears in Trulux 368 mm, length of 174. It gives much longer life. And these kind of sprocket wheels also has been made. So this, the previous solution was with cast iron, but for them to find out the required casting, they had a lead time of 6 to 8 months, which was a long schedule for them. Wherein which we proposed Tulox 33, since we didn't have the kind of diameter, we had taken 3 different plates and made these sprocket wheels like this. So this is a bearing house which has been made. Again, it's inside our workshop in the mill. Here you can find the interesting part is this bearing house has not been machined. In the sense, the whole thing is gas cut and only machined for 8 to 10 mm. So you can again find the kind of time and material that you can save out of this. So this is a bearing house for plate leveler, which is being used in the mill. Thin walls around the bearing. Support beams you can use. All material passed through continuous caster in the steel production, and Tulox 33 nitrided, since it takes care of both wear and corrosion. Hydraulic cylinder base. No problem, you can be used in hydraulic components. Boring tool support. It has been used against quick availability, component meets dimensional requirement, good result in usage. CNC tool holders. Again, different kind of holders will be used. So this is again a Tulox 44 roller which has been made. It has been used in the production of 0.5 mm of galvanized steel filters. Tulox 44 has been recommended or sought out by the customer due to high strength need. So any alternate material in the tool steel segment would require normal material with heat treatment. So again, it saves you all the heat treatment time and money, as well as your easier production, which Tulox 44 can do. Shear blade cut. So shearing blade, even in hot shearing blade you can do. So previous metal bin 2767 heat treated to 50 HRC. Tulox 44 is used in the nitrided condition. So it has been used inside the mill to cut Tulox and Veldox steel plates itself. So these being high strength plates. So Tulox has the capability with the required high strength properties of the material, which is in effect cuts the high strength plates very easily. So as you can see, each corner used until worn out, 8,000 cuts per corner, and a life of 1 month. So you can weld it, cut it, and bend it. So hoppers and chutes in steel pellet production, Tulox 33 has been used. So we have come to the end of the presentation. To summarize, I think from starting, we have looked into how the metal is being used, various production techniques involved in the unique properties of the material, the different properties of the steel, and how in 45 HRC material can be easily machined and how it can be thermal cut, as well as the various application from both machine building and machine components. Hope you enjoyed the webinar. The floor is open. If you have any questions, you can unmute and ask, or you can just post it in the chat box. If anyone have any questions, please, sir. We'll be more than happy to address the same. You can just ask over the questions, or you can just type in the chat section so that we can read and try to address the same. Does anybody have any questions? Please come forward if you have.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Sir, actually, my question is,
Mhm.
whatever application you have shown,
Yeah.
it is all having a good thickness. Okay.
Yeah.
So for a sheet metal,
Mhm.
there is thickness required is around 1 to 3 mm. Okay.
Mhm.
So for that thickness, how this material perform?
You're asking about forming,
Yeah.
cold forming. Yeah, no problem, sir. It can perform. See, so the basic material what you will use in an forming application is D2 or cold forming steel,
Okay.
if I'm not wrong. So
Yeah.
Tulux has the ability, one, that it can, on the production side, it can help you with no heat treatment and the savings in the cost and things over that. But on the application side, so Tulux 44 plus any kind of surface treatment, even normal nitriding process, will help you out in providing the required thing, because we have done various applications in this forming for forming with Tulux 44. One particular application is we have done in two-wheeler fuel tank for Honda. The previous application being a regular material, in the sense steel casting along with chrome plating, so which we replaced with tool steel of Tulux. So what is the advantages is, if you're using a normal D2 in a forming tool, so if you're doing a big block wherein which the length of the block diameter is 1 meter or so, so then you need to go for different segments. So that can be controlled and made it into one single piece. And all those problems which is attributed to the D2, like high cracking,
Yeah.
deformation, edge retention problems, all those will not happen in Tulux. Because
Okay.
one important property is the toughness of the material is very high, which you can see it is 5 times better than D2. It is not particularly that this one Tulux just for the name. It has the innate properties in which it is able to perform much better than that.
Okay.
It can
Yeah.
definitely
Right.
work, no problems. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, sir, sure. So I have a question from Mr. Rohan. How is the cost compared to ETG 100? I understand both metal chemistry is different. Just need to get the real feel of the cost. So for ETG 100, it is at least 4 times costlier than Tulux 33. As you can see, the metal chemistry is different, and the application in which you can use is very wide when compared to regular material. You would see that, okay, fine, it's not about the metal being costly or otherwise, but wherever it's been used, or wherever application that we have shown, it is not that, I mean, an equivalent material or metal with the same grade or same price is being replaced. So we have shown application where in which Tulux has been replaced with C45. Tulux has been replaced with EN grade material. So every application, it's not about the price. It is about the customer's problems and how it has been addressed with the properties of the material. That's where Tulux is different, and that is where it is unique, and that is where it can help you out in providing you different kind of material. Hope you got the answer, sir. So if you have, does anybody have any other questions, sir? You can please chip in. You can just unmute your mic and ask, or you can just type in the chat box. So you can also find the email marketing and Swedish Semi Steel. If you have any further doubts regarding the webinar, any further doubts regarding the material, you can always drop it over there. Also, we'll be very pleased to address you. Okay, I think there are if there is no any more questions, I think then you can wind up. Once again, a warm and heartfelt thanks to everyone, those who are gathered here. Thank you for attending the webinar, sir. Please, if you have any questions, you can also please write to our email address if you have any further questions. Thank you. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you.